Hello, welcome. It is March 21st, 2023, and it is time for another Taco Tuesday here at WiLS. We've got a lineup of three presenters today, joining us from three of our great vendor partners. So without further ado, I'm going to hand things over to Kyle, who is going to be talking to us about PowerNotes. Kyle, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, which should empower you to share yours.
Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate the introduction, and thank you all for taking the time to join us for the next few minutes here. We are going to cover a lot. For those in the audience that may have seen PowerNotes over the past few years, we've now worked with WiLS for several years. Our key suite of features has always been around digital reading, research, and writing. So we will touch on some of those tools today, along with our various library integrations. But we have a new timely platform that we are going to announce, and that is called PowerNotes Insight. And it is designed to address AI writing concerns. So the tool is twofold. We will give instructors the ability to identify work that the student likely did not complete. So that could be AI-generated text, or it could be contract cheating, or something that they're trying to pawn off as their own. We are also giving instructors the ability to incorporate AI into the classroom responsibly. So we're going to have different AI instructional controls and a way, of course, as I mentioned, to measure up work history with the paper that they're submitting as their own. Or that could be a presentation, it could be another piece of work. We have a way to correlate work history with what they are submitting. So taking a few steps back, what is PowerNotes? A research, writing, and note-taking methodology modeled on digital best practices designed for today's learning challenges. These are our core user-facing tools, really helping students become more effective researchers. Right now, they're typically using a number of different tools to find, access, save, use, track all these different sources, grabbing specific quotes and images and things from those sources, and then trying to organize it all as they progress into that paper, or even if they're building a study guide or that a group project that they're working on. With PowerNotes, we put all of these steps under one tool to unify the process. Now, back up to speed with the Insight tool, which is brand new. Version 1 launched a month ago. Version 2 is scheduled to go live April 1st. So on top of all of this, we will give instructors the ability to see an Insight score. So the Insight score will be for various assignments that you may be using PowerNotes for. So you can add PowerNotes to your LMS, you can create an assignment, you can set expectations, manage the delivery and feedback that you're giving the students, and you can monitor progress. Throughout that assignment, you can dive into the work being done. You can give feedback. You can share that project with a librarian or a tutor or someone else. And the instructors can see all of that engagement happening. They can see the tutor giving feedback. They can see someone from the library giving research support in that assignment. And all of the work history will be logged as well. And then along with that, along with setting very generic assignment expectations, due dates, a number of sources that need to be used, you can also do things like incorporate AI. You can do things like set a target number of times spent, and our technology has the ability to do that. So let's jump in. This is the project home screen of what students might see. My example student here, Serena Williams, is a great student. She has a few projects here. This one specifically was shared with her by an instructor through the LMS. The instructor came in and they set these topics over here on the right-hand side. This is a high-level overview. And you will see in these colors, introduction, business and purpose, Tesla stakeholders. This is an example assignment. All of those topics were set by the instructor. The instructor also set a number of different readings in here for them to begin. So it's very easy to create assignments, send them out to students. However, students can also use PowerNotes as a general research support tool. They might be just diving into library content or things on the open web to save it for a study guide. So it does not always have to be something sent to you by your instructor. Actually, up until 2023, PowerNotes was always used independently by students unless there was some type of guidance outside of the LMS. So let me jump quickly back into here. As I'm going to find different sources, incorporate research into this project, it's very easy to do so. Part of PowerNotes is a browser extension. So everything that you do on top of any online source can be brought into this project. So here, I can jump into Google Scholar or Google, for example. This is where you will also see another PowerNotes feature. This is a Google search integration with your library discovery tool. This will work in Google Scholar. It will work in a standard Google search. It will work if you search in the Omni URL bar up top. What happens when you have this extension added and enabled, and you have this discovery layer API integration with your library? This is something that we do on the back end, so students don't have to worry about that. It's part of the subscription package. When they conduct a search, they will see results from, and of course, yours would say results from your institution. You can jump into one of these. It'll bring you right into your library as if that search was done there. We also have a see all results, and that will bring you to your library search page with the search term still populated, and you can continue working from there. This started as a recommendation from a librarian that was speaking with us and working to find a way to get students to use library resources more than things that they find on the open web. It's very easy to turn this on and off at the account level. If you don't want it there, that's completely up to the student. As far as what PowerNotes will work on, anything on the open web, PDFs, academic databases, ebook platforms, things on the open web, anything that you pull up, you can use these tools. So I have this extension added. I can expand what's called the PowerNotes sidebar. This is a smaller view of that project that you're working on. Once again, in this example, this project was sent to the student with some structure already built in and some expectations for that assignment. If you want to pull information into PowerNotes, it's very easy just to highlight text. From there, this box will pop up. This box is part of PowerNotes. This will pop up when you have that extension enabled. And all you have to do to organize information, just pick which topic that you would like this work to go into. So for example, I could put this into this topic. It'll then automatically guide me to annotate that. So I can take notes, summarize, and just keep reading. So instead of copying and pasting, all I have to do is highlight the text. You can see it'll pop right in there, just right here on the right-hand side, and along with automatically saving a link back to the source and clearly separating the highlighted quote and the annotation. Actually, the quote is locked inside of PowerNotes. You cannot edit that. But we grab a link back to the source just from that highlight, and we automatically cite it as well. So just from highlighting text on any page on the open web, you will get a citation. We have backup plans if for some reason the citation tool does not work, or you can add these fields manually, click refresh, and that serves as like its own citation generator. But in most cases, it will grab it for you. You can come in here, confirm, edit if necessary, and click save. So we will make sure students always have a link back to the source, and if the citation tool is enabled at your school, which you can decide, they will also get a citation. So that's generally speaking how PowerNotes works for students. We have proxy configurations to ensure that whichever link they are grabbing on and off campus, they always have a direct click right back into it. So they never have to worry about link rot or anything like that. We want to make it very easy to navigate back to sources and to help students avoid that unintentional plagiarism. So that's how the tools can be used on the front end by students. They can do assignments that have been sent to them, or they can use this as their own research tool to build study guides, do their own independent work. It's very easy to switch between your projects, start something new. You can use this menu here. There's a number of different bells and whistles that are included in the extension, but for the sake of time, I'm going to jump quickly into the instructor view. If there are any teachers, instructors in the audience, that are curious about how you could use PowerNotes to set up assignments and utilize those insight tools that I've mentioned early on, here's how you can do it. This example is with Canvas. We currently work with a number of different learning management systems. You can just reach out to us and let us know. So in this case, I've added PowerNotes. Teachers themselves will have their own accounts. You can create projects, use them as templates. You can see everything that you have sent out to this specific class. So here, I can jump into this research paper. Please ignore the fact that I spelled research wrong earlier today when I was setting this up. But here I can do a few different things. Here is where I would set up the assignment, set expectations. PowerNotes Insight settings is the first part of that Insight tool that I mentioned. Here's where you can do things like set the number of sources they need to use. You can set the target number of annotations, target time spent. PowerNotes has a time on task feature that if this is turned on, that will be turned on the account level. Basically, if a student is going to try to generate something from AI in 15 seconds and pawn it off as their own work, PowerNotes will recognize that immediately and flag that, and it'll be incorporated into their insight score. Another part of this, once they upload their paper into the LMS, PowerNotes will scan it. So they will scan that Word document and compare it to the work history, and that will also update that insight score. So that will look something like this. Here is where you can see all of the projects and students for this specific assignment. So you can see here, I can jump into any specific student, see what they've been doing. Michael Jordan has done nothing, so Michael really needs to get to work here. You can see that Serena is started. Their insight score is higher, which means that their work history is correlating to the assignment expectations. You can also jump into an activity log to see every single thing that they have done in here as far as different types of activities. So this might be a highlight that they've done. This might be their own writing that you can put into the assignments. Here I've typed in just a few, some gibberish in there. Did that again there, but it's very easy to see everything that was done as a way to verify work history, along with our own software that will do that. This is a very exciting time with PowerNotes, with these new tools launching. We still offer our core suite of research and library user experience tools, but thanks to the support from our subscribing schools, we've worked very closely with them to get feedback in order to help them address the concerns around AI writing, but also empower them, give them a way to utilize those tools in the classroom, all while ensuring academic integrity. If you have any questions on how the tools are used, even just our straightforward standalone library package, please let us know. I can put my email in the chat. And if you are curious to learn more about Insight and these LMS integrated tools, we'd be happy to talk more about that as well. So that's a lot of information covered in a short amount of time. I hope it all made sense. Once again, I will leave my email in the chat, and we'll look forward to hearing from you all if you have any questions.
Thank you so much, Kyle. Yes, indeed, really a great and super fascinating update. I think this is a tool set that can be really incredibly valuable to educators at all levels. So thank you so much for sharing with us today.
Thank you, Jeff. Have a great day.
You too. All right, I'm just going to get us prepared for our next presenter. So joining us today from Oxford Oxford University Press is Jennifer Maloney. Jennifer, are you ready to take over?
Yes, I am, Jeff. Can you still hear me okay?
I can hear you. You sound good.
Okay, great. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And let's see, can you everyone see my screen okay?
I can see you, but I can't see your screen yet.
Okay, may have a little bit of a delay, so let me start back. How about now? Can you see my screen now?
Yep, we see it now.
Okay, great. Sorry about that little technical glitch. But I really appreciate the opportunity to be here today. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jennifer Maloney with Oxford University Press, and I'm based in our Cary, North Carolina office. I just wanted to start by congratulating WiLS on your 50th birthday, a little bit late because it was last year, but what an accomplishment. And I also want to thank WiLS for your partnership and your relationship with us. Also to say to WiLS members that WiLS is such a great advocate for you. They are always very responsive to us, and we really value that relationship. So thank you to WiLS for this opportunity. And today I'm going to talk about new content in our Oxford University Press products. And all of these products are available via WiLS. So WiLS can provide the pricing for any of these products that I talk about today. They also if there are any questions on the products, I can certainly help you with that. And I'm going to have my contact information at the very end, along with some of my colleagues that handle specific types of WiLS members. So to start off, we have a brand new 11th edition of AMA Manual of Style. This is a very popular title and a must-have guide for anyone involved in medical, health, or scientific publishing. It's now in its 11th edition, and the latest edition has been thoroughly updated, including comprehensive guidance on reference citations, including citing journals, articles, books, reports, databases, and social media, and also an expanded chapter on data display. And for the first time, it's in full color, which is great. And a completely up-to-date chapter on ethical and legal issues. So everything covering from authorship and open access to corrections and intellectual property. This has been a very popular title for us. The 11th edition was a very long-awaited update. And AMA Manual of Style is available by annual subscription, as well as you can purchase it as a one-time perpetual access and own just the 11th edition so that it's unlimited access for your users. Our Oxford Handbooks Online is a very popular strain of our publishing. It's scholarly reviews in the latest and greatest scholarship in 18 subject areas. It has a robust publishing schedule, so it's updated monthly. And Oxford Handbooks Online can be subscribed annually, purchased as a collection, even by title. You can just purchase one title of Oxford Handbooks Online. And we newly launched evidence-based acquisition in the last couple of years. Well, actually, it was last year that we launched EBA. So Oxford Handbooks Online is also available via EBA. So I'm happy to discuss that further if that's something that would be useful for your library. It's available in 18 subject areas. Our most popular and notable subject areas include psychology, criminology, and political science. And last month, we launched a brand new subject, social policy and social work. And this content is available already online. And some of the latest titles in social policy and social work include the Oxford Handbook of Governance and Public Management for Social Policy, the Oxford Handbook of Child Protective Systems, and planned in the coming months is the Oxford Handbook of Education and Globalization. Our Oxford Research Encyclopedias sought to solve a problem that I think everyone has every day. We have an overabundance of information and misinformation, and students and researchers alike can be overwhelmed in identifying what is trustworthy, what is up to date, and what's accurate. So OUP developed Oxford Research Encyclopedias to solve that problem. It contains trustworthy summaries that are peer-reviewed across 25 subject areas, and these are internationally known scholars. It's everything from American history to climate science, and they are updated monthly and are living reference works. So they're not static, they're living works that are updated monthly, and they map the entirety of a field of study as the field evolves. In fact, it's a summary that you're supposed to be able to read in 30 minutes or less and get a good overview of a subject that you may not have expertise in. And it's good for a wide variety of researchers, everyone from a starting researcher in an undergrad or a community college, even to a public library, and then up to a graduate level research as well. Global Public Health just launched last fall, and certainly it's handling a very difficult subject with a lot of disparate areas of academic and disciplinary backgrounds. It's a significant challenge for researchers in the field of public health to be able to summarize those disparate areas and those broad areas such as health promotion and the highly technical bench sciences. One of our latest articles that just launched in Global Public Health is called Using Lifestyle Intervention to Reduce Alzheimer's Risk in African Americans. And Oxford Research Encyclopedias is available as an annual subscription, but you can also purchase it as perpetual access if there's a particular subject area that you know you need to specialize in, or that this type of expertise would be useful in. You can also purchase by the subject area. Our Oxford Reference platform is very popular with over 180 reference library titles and monthly updating that allows you to do both quick fact checking as well as deeper research into 25 core subject areas. Now, these titles are available as a one-time perpetual access purchase by the title. So again, you can own the reference library work that I'm discussing today. And then you can also subscribe to our Oxford Reference Online premium platform, and annual subscriptions are available through WiLS. A couple of our latest titles that just launched in the past couple of months include the Oxford Dictionary of the Christian Church, the 4th edition. That was a very long-awaited edition and has been very popular, as well as the Encyclopedia of Macro Social Work. Our Oxford Scholarship Online books are an online library of scholarly monographs for students and researchers that provides quick and easy access to award-winning scholarship. It ensures breadth, scope, and global relevance in 27 subject areas. So this is peer-reviewed content that you can trust. It sits alongside our University Press platform, which contains scholarly monographs from our partner university presses as well. A couple of our latest subjects that just launched in Oxford Scholarship Online in the past couple of years are Earth Sciences and Geography, Education, Environmental Science, and Clinical Medicine and Allied Health. And our Oxford Scholarship Online is also available by an annual subscription, as well as by perpetual access, title by title or by a subject collection. And we also have evidence-based acquisition models for Oxford Scholarship Online, in case that is a model that would be helpful for the WiLS member. Our very short introductions are some of our most popular titles. We are up to over 700 very short introduction titles that are now all available online, and they offer a concise and original introduction to a wide variety of subjects. So it's everything from climate to consciousness, globalization to literary theory. And a couple of the latest very short introductions that just launched last month include the very short introduction to peace, the civil rights movement, and the jury. And very short introductions are also available by an annual subscription. You can also purchase them as perpetual access by a collection, and you can even drill down to a subset of like a history collection or a political science collection. So a wide variety of ways to purchase or to subscribe to very short introductions. And again, WiLS can provide the pricing on any of these products, but certainly if you have any questions about the products or obtaining a free trial, I am happy to help with any questions directly. And I just wanted to highlight that last summer we had a huge platform migration. Our major research books collection moved to Oxford Academic Platform. So I have a couple of the research book collections highlighted on the slide. They include our Oxford Scholarship Online, our very short introduction, Oxford Medicine Online, and AMA Manual of Style, as well as Oxford Handbooks Online. So what this did was put over 40,000 books that contain over 480,000 chapters all in one place with our over 500 journals titles. It also includes over 200 open access books. And the address is academic.oup.com. And what that move to the new platform sought to do was to provide a streamlined user journey across both our research books and our journals. It's an accessible and inclusive interface to help patrons seamlessly use content from any device, so it is mobile optimized. It's DRM free and allows a single admin portal for all the content on the platform. You can also access usage statistics from both our books and journals in one place now for the first time. But certainly with a move to a new platform, there are always unexpected little pitfalls that happen. So I also wanted to say that if you're experiencing any problems or have any questions from that platform migration that we did last summer, I am happy to help or to point you in the right direction to make sure any questions are resolved. And I've just put up our contact information. Again, my name is Jennifer Maloney. I'm jennifer.maloney@oup.com. I work with WiLS directly. And then my two colleagues that work with individual members are Ariel Hendrickson, who works with our 4 years, and Joy Jenkins, who works with our 2-year institution. So thank you again for this opportunity, and I'm happy to help with any questions or you can contact me later for any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. I'm really excited about everything you had to show us today. I'm sure that our members will be too. I'll mention that our group with Oxford, everything renews on July 1. So right now is a great time to be thinking about resources that you might want to be adding, or you might want to be joining coming from Oxford. We're already going to be talking about the coming year for Oxford and WiLS very soon.
Right. Thank you, Jeff.
All right. So let me just take us back one more time to our title screen, just to set us up for our last presenter today. So joining us today from Transparent is Jim Schmidt. Jim, are you here?
Yeah. Hey, Jeff. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, my pleasure. Let me stop my screen share so that you can take over.
Okay. Share screen. Can you see my screen, Jeff?
I do. I can see PowerPoint up.
All right, let me reduce this and I'll start it as a slideshow. And move something out. Okay, very good. All right, we're ready to go when you are, Jeff.
Ready? It's all yours.
Okay. Well, thank you again for having us here today. I'm Jim Schmidt. I'm the Vice President of Sales at Transparent Language. I have a few slides to go through with you today. Overview of our platform, Transparent Language Online. So starting with who we are. So if you're not familiar with Transparent Language, we've been in business, but this is going on our 35th year now. Primarily, early in our time, we did language learning development for the U.S. government, and we still do quite a bit for them. So that's the Department of Defense and various security agencies. If you were in the U.S. government in the last 25 years and you were deployed overseas, you probably used Transparent to pick up some language skills before you made your trip. 15 years ago, we entered the public library market in a partnership with Recorded Books. We've been direct with the market now for 3 years. We have thousands of libraries in North America and across the world that use our service. We are the recipient of 8 consecutive Platinum Modern Library Awards. If you're not familiar with that particular award, it's kind of like the People's Choice of librarians. Over 80,000 librarians from public K-12 higher ed vote on the digital services that they buy for their patrons. We're ranked on various criteria of functionality, value, customer service, efficacy, that kind of thing. And we've scored the highest level award you can get, platinum, for the last 8 straight years. We're really proud of that. Who do we work with? Public libraries in our institutional branch of our business is primarily the largest part of our business. We work with libraries large and small and mid-size. We have statewide deployments in the states of North Carolina, Tennessee, Ohio, Virginia, and Massachusetts. In all of those states, we provide our service to all the public libraries, and in most of them we provide them to K-12 and some higher education. We also deal with some large metropolitans, as you can see here, but the vast majority of our library makeup, our customer makeup, is small to mid-sized libraries. Across the world, we work in Canada. We have hundreds of libraries in UK and Australia. We provide a service to all the libraries in Ireland and all the libraries in Denmark. So we go across the world too. Some of the key features of our program, we have 120 plus foreign languages now for English speakers. We just recently added Tanacross, Yupik, and Cherokee. Those are in our Indigenous language collection. As far as English, we have beginner content for speakers of up to 35 languages now. We go up to an intermediate and advanced level of English. The advanced level is full immersion, by the way. We just recently added 3 ESL languages in Pashto, Dari, and Ukrainian. And I mentioned those 3 because a lot of the languages that we add, and we'll add 5 to 6 a year. We don't charge for that. We just add them because we get requests, and a lot of our requests come from public librarians. And these were obvious ones when changes happened in Afghanistan a few years ago, and of course, Ukraine last year. There were a lot of immigrants that moved because of that. And we got a lot of requests for those languages, and we're able to turn them around fairly quickly. We brought Ukrainian to the market in July, and the war unfortunately started over there in the end of February. We have 83 non-English paired languages. So a non-paired language is like Spanish for German. English is not a part of it. It's 2 languages that are paired together. In our Indigenous language line, we have 25 Indigenous languages now. We're very proud of this collection. 22 of those are in North American. This is a project that was started by our owner years ago, who started as the Heritage and Endangered Language Preservation Project. It was later spun off to a nonprofit who in 7,000 languages, they find languages that are in danger of going extinct. There may be a handful of people speak them. They connect with the community, and they use our technology to create courses. We can bring those through to your patrons. We added American Sign Language last year. So this is a little different. I know there are some resources available for ASL on the market, but this is a true courseware program. It's based on a curriculum that was designed, has been used in universities for over 30 years. It's a structured program. So there are objectives, learning objectives, and goals that are set. The system guides the learner through every step of learning. We use multiple different activities to learn. This is very similar to how we teach all of our languages on Transparent Language. We use different skills to learn the language. This is all video. It's a little different that way. But it has 60 hours of content now, almost 2,000 different common signs that you can learn, all the way up to fingers, sentence structure, and expressing a complete thought. And sometime later this year, we'll bring out a ASL for Librarians course, which would be common questions that you might get in a library, and we have a course created around that. Other key features, so we have Kids Speak. This is our interactive and immersive language instruction program for ages K through 2. It's different than how we teach on the adult side. This is, all immersive, as I mentioned, and it's animations, music, and the students learn through association with objects or music on the site. It's a lot better at that age to learn in an immersive environment. And this product is also included in your subscription. We don't charge extra for our kids program. We have a U.S. citizenship test. So if you're not familiar with that test, there are 100 questions that somebody trying to become a U.S. citizen has to answer 10 of, and they must get 6 right to pass. Our course teaches all 100 of those questions, and it goes even beyond that. It teaches, sort of the basics of American government, history, culture, and key vocabulary words that they have to know. So we also have a language placement test. So a lot of us have learned language at some point in the past, school or whatever, probably don't remember a lot of it, but some people come to our service with a higher level of learning than others. So we have placement tests in 8 of the most popular languages we have. We can take that test, and then we give guidance to the learner of where they might start in the program. We have 2 major system components. We have a learning portal. That's where your patrons will spend their time. There's a lot of customization they can do. Our program focuses, we have a starting point in our basic instruction, but we also have a way for students or patrons to leave that and find some very specific task-oriented learning. So a lot of the people that use our service are using it for sort of a finite reason. They're going on vacation or something like that. They want to go to a restaurant and learn how to order food. They can easily go into our program, find just that content, learn it quickly, and use it very quickly, and retain it. The admin portal is where librarians will spend your time. There are a lot of reports to pull out to measure the return on your investment, make sure things are going right. And there's some customization that you can do there to kind of tailor the look of the program to match your library look. Our pedagogical approach, we call it declarative first, and it's based on the premise that there are 2 different learning parts of your brain. There's declarative, where you store vocabulary, numbers, short phrases, things like that, as a shorter term part of your memory. And then there's a procedural part of your brain where you store skills. So an example of that would be if you learn to ride a bike when you're very young and you don't ride a bike again for years, your body will remember how to do it. When you get on a bike, pretty much all comes back to you. And on the procedural side is where grammar skills live. So we teach vocabulary first, basically, because that's where a lot of communication can happen, just in basic vocabulary. And then later in the program, we add the procedural skills to it in grammar. A few major learner benefits. So we're fairly easy to use. We have 2 different platforms, a web browser and mobile apps, and we're cross-functional. So if you're using our program on the browser and you stop mid-lesson, you can pick up right where you left off in the app. And we just recently added the ability to work in the app offline. You can actually download lessons and you don't have to be connected to the internet to use it. Very important in some rural parts of the country. We teach all 4 language skills, and it's another reason, or another way that we're different. We teach listening, reading, and speaking, which most other programs do. We also teach writing, and this is important. People tend to think about language learning in terms of learning how to speak the language and then learning how to understand it as it's spoken to you. We teach writing because so much communication today is done in writing. It's text, it's emails, things like that. If you don't have that in your program, you're probably pretty deficient, because that's not going to go away. Textual communication is still very important. We have a way in the program, in the writing program, to map the keyboard, and you can kind of see a graphic here, to the keyboard on your computer. So if you're in a language that uses non-Latin alphabet, like Cyrillic Russian, your keyboard on your computer will map over to that, to those keys, so you can type if that's the way you want to learn it. The learning, we have a learn vocabulary refresh, which is kind of graphically just demonstrated here in the lower right-hand corner. And what this is, it's a way, for a programmatic way or algorithmic way, for the system to remember content that you've learned and how long it's been since you've reviewed it. So if you don't have a way to review content, especially vocabulary, you have a tendency to learn things and then forget them over time unless you have a way to refresh. Our system automatically does that for you. Every time you come back into the platform, you're prompted to review your stale items, which is things you haven't looked at for a while. We have, assessments throughout. So you finish a course, you take a test. We have all the reporting you need inside the platform, certificates of completion. We have a transcript that you can download and export if you're going to use the service to try to get a better position at work or something like that. You can show the activity and your scores that you got by downloading and printing out. We have marketing and support. So I broke this out separately. We know that the key to any library program is how patrons engage with it, how they find it, and how they use it. And a lot of what we built into our platform kind of brings people back to it because, by being able to retain the information, you start seeing your progress and you can come back to it. And you want to come back to it. But we know it's sometimes hard to get that word out. So we have a lot of marketing materials available. We have, the usual things, bookmarks, shelf liners, posters, that kind of thing that can be downloaded. We do a lot of online social media, and you can tap into that to kind of get the word out about the product. We can do webinars for your staff. We can do webinars for your patrons if you want us to. So about midway through your subscription with us, we'll touch base and see how things are going. And if we need to help you in other ways, we can do it then too. But right out of the gate, we'll get you everything you need to get off to a good start with us. So just a couple of key differentiators, just to review some of the things that we talked about that are really kind of unique to us. We have a lot of languages, and this grows all the time. Again, 5 or 6 a year. We don't charge for the extra ones. We have a very robust ESL, ELL collection now, 35 different languages, including, as I mentioned, Pashto, Dari, and Ukrainian. We have 25 indigenous languages. We're going to be adding a few more later this year, I'm told, North American Indian languages. We have American Sign Language, which is a courseware product, which makes us kind of unique. In that way, Kids Speak, again, something for the smaller kids. I didn't get a chance to show you. We have actually age-appropriate content for K, K through 12, or grade 3 through 12, and then high school also on the platform. They can find it that way if they search for it. And then the last point, lifelong sustainment, is that learn vocabulary refresh. That's unique to us. It's a way to programmatically, review and refresh the content that you have learned. So you'll want to keep coming back. You see progress as you move along. Okay, that's it. They'll let you know that we have trials available. If you want to take it for a test drive, we can set that up for you. Also, if you need pricing or something like that, you can reach out to me. I have my contact information here. Be happy to give you a custom price for your library. We do offer special pricing for WiLS members, so be happy to work with you.
Thanks so much, Jim.
Yeah.
Anyone watching, please do feel free to reach out to Jim. Feel free to reach out to WiLS staff, and we'll be happy to get you the information you need. Thanks again for joining us today, Jim. Show off this amazing tool.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity, Jeff. Appreciate it.
It's our pleasure.
All right.
Well, with that, we have come to the close of another Taco Tuesday. I will say thank you to everyone watching and joining us today. And remind you that we are having Taco Tuesday every other week for at least for the rest of the spring here. So our next session will be on April 4th, 2023 at this same time, 11:30 a.m. Central. So keep your eyes peeled for that. We will send along follow-up messages from today's session with recordings. And a reminder that you can register for all of the sessions for the remainder of this fiscal year already. Registration links are available on our website now. Thanks again to everyone who presented today, and thanks to all of you for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.